Namaste, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I got a request to talk about dimensions, right? So I'll attempt to sum up the dimensions in the most simple way I can, take it or leave it, and understand that the human language and our words are so extremely limiting when it comes to us understanding these like vast and, convoluted subjects, right? But I'm going to do the best I can with what I know. Let's just jump right into it. So say that you are God, or, the universe, Jesus, Buddha, the higher creator, whatever your creator is. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just say God, right? So say that you are God. You're just existing. You're chilling around, existing in everythingness. You are everythingness and nothingness simultaneously. So that's chill, but maybe it gets boring sometimes. And this is where the Big Bang comes in, right? Because God decided, to experience itself in different aspects, to, go out and have excitement and, experience different things. So this manifested in the form of time, space, and matter, right? So all of a sudden you have these subcategories of everythingness, and so you have stuff to build off of. They can evolve from there, and that's awesome and exciting, right? So this process kind of created like a veil over like the divine unity aspect of things. So the more we get away from everythingness, the more we get more dense in matter, basically the more we forget that we are part of the creator, right? This sort of like branching out of the prime creator, of God, through the resources of light and sound, basically created sort of like a hierarchy of spirit, matter, and consciousness that acts like a ladder, right? Unfolding from the highest levels of light to the lowest densities of matter, right? So think of the dimensions stacked on top of each other. Don't think of them as like linear. Think of them as all stacked on top of each other. And right now we are existing in that of the third dimension, but we can perceive of that of the second and the third dimension. They are happening all simultaneously. Every dimension is happening simultaneously right now. You are a part of it, but we just can't very easily perceive that of the higher dimensions yet. So the purpose of all this basically is to experience life according to the vibratory capacity, so that every single being may basically embrace the principles that will merge us back to unity with God, with Source, right? We're trying to get back to unity consciousness. So when people say like, you're your own God, we're our own gods, it's basically true, because God is matter and we are made up of matter that God created and manifested to experience and bring everyone back to unity consciousness via Ascension. Ascension is just another silly label that means that we are getting back closer to the creator, right? This is Ascension. So it's getting back to Christ-like consciousness. So this is why we are all connected through time and space, right? We are all individual aspects and energies of the creator. So this sort of hierarchy that was created in this process exists in every aspect of nature, forming the subatomic, the atomic, the organic, and molecular levels, ranging from a single cell to basically vastly orchestrated structures, right? So for example, you'll have like a cluster of organs, and together they make up an entire system of organs, right? Which then structures an entire body. Then, from the individual people, we evolve into like an entire species, right? Which then develops into like families, communities, and entire nations, right? So it's kind of, you're stepping up the ladder of ourselves, of just nature, of humanity, of everythingness, right? So then all these structures of matter come together to create the inhabitants of a planet, which along with other planets then create an entire solar system, right? So see how creation is similar to building blocks, right? You're building off the layer before. So this is basically the hierarchy of nature, right? So there is a gradual stepping up and down of complexity when it comes to matter. So as we move up the ladder, we see increasing levels of sophistication from the mineral steps to the, bacterial steps, to the plant steps, to the animal steps, then to the human steps, and beyond that, right? So each progression upwards takes us higher in awareness and frequency, but is built on the levels that exist below. We are that of the third dimension, and we can perceive very clearly that of the first and second dimensions, right? But it's not exactly so easy, or not as easy as we think, to perceive the higher dimensions. We gotta work a little harder, right? Some of us are just kind of born with this capability and their channels open to where they're like, oh yeah, perceiving higher dimensional frequencies all day long and the beings that reside in them. But others really, due to like environment, due to social situations, due to limiting beliefs, all that, are not experiencing this stuff. So yet, I'm trying to get you all there, right? That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help everybody raise their vibration and get to this point, right? So, this evolutionary ladder basically leads us back to the union with God. Like, think of the dimensions stacked on top of each other, and God is basically at the top, like the highest vibration you could possibly be of love and light and all that, right? And yeah, so we're basically like evolving in frequency and vibration and becoming less dense as we do this, right? This is ascension, this is awakening, right? So if that's all the things you want to label it as, I hate labels, but so if you have not researched the Big Bang from a scientific perspective, please go and do that, because it will help you understand that when God and the universe wants to create, as the Great Spirit breathes out, as they say, it transforms into light and sound and consciousness, right? So this energy is then stepped down in successive movements, aka the dimensions, to eventually become matter that vibrates at a certain rate until it is that of the third dimension, us. So this is reflected in Einstein's famous formula, E=mc², which explains that energy and matter are interchangeable, right? Spirit or consciousness, aka energy, is converted into matter when it is multiplied by the speed of light, right? So this means that basically energy precedes matter, and matter will eventually convert back to energy, which is very much the specific process of life and death, right? So understanding that energy and matter are interchangeable, that energy is either being stepped up or stepped down in vibrations, meaning we can then comprehend how the universal laws that govern energy might be different at each dimensional level, because the density of matter and vibrations are not the same. They're not the same. A being that inhabits the sixth dimension is going to have a completely different law of physics than we have here in the third dimension, right? And lately, on different planets, scientists have been discovering, oh God, these laws of physics that we're finding on these other planets defy the laws of physics that we have here on Earth. And that's when they're kind of getting into, gray areas of dimensional frequencies, right? Which is pretty fucking cool. So this also means that beings that inhabit each dimension have greater or lesser abilities to manifest, to create. So you guys, I hope this helped kind of sum up the dimensions for you. They're different densities, and that's why some people call you know, they say like, oh, the fourth density or the third density or different densities, because that's basically another word for dimensional frequencies, right? And so we are multidimensional because we have the capability. I'm not saying that you right now can just like be aware of all the dimensions out there. I'm saying that if we're multidimensional, which means when you're dreaming, for example, your soul, your body, not your body, your soul is experiencing those experiences in your dreams. It's very real, right? You're just in higher dimensional frequencies or different dimensional frequencies. And the reason why you have either so much control in your dreams, or why crazy things happen, or things that are not very tangible happen in dreams, because in different dimensions, in dream dimensions and whatnot, they have completely different laws of physics that we have here in the third dimension. Right? So you guys, I hope that summed it up for you. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. It's like an energy exchange. It helps other people reach this information that are seeking it, right? This is me putting out my call, right? Not everybody is gonna resonate with this content, but I really just can't keep my mouth shut anymore. This is all the stuff that I'm passionate about. This is all the stuff that I want to help people deal with, and I've been getting a ton of great feedback, a ton of questions like, you know, do more, this is helping me. And so this is making my heart very happy, because this is my whole purpose, is to help people wake up, to help the process, and make sure that we're all living the best possible lives that we can, right? So namaste, my friends. If you have any experience with all the different dimensions, or you know, just a different dimension than the third, or if you want to leave some of your dreams below or any experiences, I'd love to hear them. If you have any topics you'd love to hear about, leave them below and we'll see what we can do. All right, have a good one.